This is John Porai. I'm coming to you from Tokyo, Japan, and I got another article here that was written on Halloween. It's called Kanye West Invites Manson to Sunday Service, Everyone Dressed in White. So, Kanye West has not only tripled, but now quadrupled down on his support of Marilyn Manson. Okay, I could stop saying the numbers now. I guess he's just supporting him. Okay, here we go. Kanye West is continuing his friendship with Marilyn Manson, going so far as to invite the guy to his newest Sunday service and even going in on a prayer together. Ye kicked off a new round of worship and gospel singing Sunday, and he invited the embattled rocker who's been accused of sexual misconduct by several women to join in on the gathering. Manson was standing front and center alongside the rest of the choir. And as you can see, this is broken by TMZ, but they're not being very disrespectful towards Manson necessarily. Everyone was wearing white, and some even had hoods and face coverings over their heads. At one point, Ye and MM bowed toward each other, touching foreheads and closing their eyes. Speaking of eyes, looks like Mr. West has lost his brows and his hair. By the way, Manson wasn't the only famous person there. One, Justin Bieber, was also on hand, and he, too, appeared to be joining them for the spiritual moment. He also got on the mic at one point and said a few things. He mostly kept his hood on, seemingly trying to lay low. There's no question, though, he was there and standing shoulder to shoulder with Ye and Manson. Alright, so that's pretty interesting. I do not know much about Justin. I've heard his music. I've seen his video where he got like 13 million dislikes, of course. And I think not too long ago that Justin had his own allegations against him from some girl that met him at a show. And this is what I'm talking about with like probability and mathematics. Is like, at what point can you assume all these people being accused is actually an abuser, as opposed to at what point these are allegations with people who are trying to make a name for themselves, get famous, get some money out of these guys. I just can't see probability-wise as, let's say, like X amount out of every 10 people in the world are abusers, it happens to be these famous people. It doesn't seem to make sense to me. Anyway, that's my speculation. That's why I keep going over these articles, and I keep pounding in that innocent until proven guilty is really important to keep in mind, no matter how many allegations there are and what's being said, unless what's being said has factual evidence to back it up, or some really, really long lines of credible witnesses who have a lot to lose themselves who are standing up for you. So many reactions to this, including a lot of indignation that Ye would actually invite somebody like Manson to something like this, presumably a sanctified meeting on Christians. Beyond Manson's mere public image as the exact opposite of that, folks can't help but point to the allegations against him as a major reason he shouldn't be there. Well, I can't help but point to the fact that allegations don't mean anything until they're proven, because anyone could make allegations about anyone, or anyone could get a group of people together to make allegations. So if you punish someone for allegations only that have no evidence, that's wrong. Fact is, Marilyn stands accused of sexually assaulting and or abusing multiple women, dating back years, of all which he had vehemently denied and is fighting in court. I'll get back to that. So, here's a picture on Twitter of a response. I don't know who this person is. Maybe she's famous, maybe she's got a following. I'm sure they picked her for a reason. Ye really brought Marilyn Manson to a Sunday service. Yes, he did, and there they are. He has insisted that all of these liaisons were completely consensual, and a lot of them were straight-up relationships he was in, but the women have characterized it in much different terms, especially Evan Rachel Wood, who's been the most outspoken about this, and Evan Rachel Wood is the one who most wants her career to get back in line. The most attention getter is Evan Rachel Wood, because she's the most famous one of the group. So that would make sense. This probably shouldn't come as much of a surprise to anyone. Kanye has already indicated he's cool with Manson, evident in the fact that he featured him in his latest album. And here it is again. They got a video clip, which I'm avoiding these days because of copyright reasons. You never know. But you can imagine what's going on there. they're walking around in this service, and Justin Bieber's there, Marilyn Manson, Kanye West. We get the idea. And there you have it. There's the news about Marilyn Manson for now, and Kanye West, you could say, and also Justin Bieber. I'm trying to imagine what Marilyn Manson says to these guys in his private moments. And he's probably a pretty chill guy, a pretty nice guy, like I've heard over and over from people. And they probably look at him and hear him and believe him, be like, yeah, that doesn't sound right, man. You shouldn't have these allegations against you if there's no evidence. And the more people that come out against you, the more opportunity there's for evidence, and the more there should be evidence. So if 100 more women came out with no evidence, some people might believe pure numbers. Well, there's 100 of them now. He must have done it because 100 people said so. Well, if 100 people said so, one of those people must have some kind of evidence. So if you get my drift, the more people that come out, the more probability there is for getting evidence, not less probability for getting evidence. That's just math, and I'm not even that great at it, but that makes sense to me. You guys, of course, let me know what you think down below. I'm doing shout-outs, special thanks, things like that. Consider subscribing here. If you don't subscribe, and you think about it, and you still don't, well, I guess I'll be sad, but I'll get over it. See you next time.